Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is my run for the brothers LUFENIA, Divine Brothers LUFENIA. I did bring Cloud, Tifa, Garland, and then a Sephiroth friend because you do not want to let these guys attack. Why? Because if they do, you know, a healer, there you go. They break you, HP damage. It brings up the other brother's turn, and the orb is, or it's I think an 8,000 HP damage limit for you to be able to complete it. So I suggest that you guys do not let them attack. So starting off, you could I think I could have replaced Tifa with like an RNA. The goal is just to delay them as much as possible, and that's what the orb requirement is. The brothers start off like this, separate, but then they combine. And the two ways to make them unite is either by dropping one of the brothers' HP below 20%, or dropping both of the brothers' HP below, or at I think 69%. So let's just say 70, right? And just to round it off, making numbers easier, you have to take away 30 from one, 30 from the other. So at 60% HP, you got to reduce, as opposed to 80 of one brother. Because again, if you reduce one of the brothers' HP by 80%, then they'll unite. When they unite, they cleanse all of their debuffs. Their HP is now back up to 100%, and now it's just one target. One of the issues on letting them attack, as you saw in the beginning of the video, is they hit extremely hard. And when they hit you like that and you don't have a healer, well, you're not going to really complete or clear all the requirements, right? You can still beat the stage, but you're not going to clear all the requirements. And when they also attack, it allows the other brother's turn, I believe, to move right next, or right after one of the brothers moves. So just don't let them attack whatsoever. I mean, you could bring a damage mitigator, kind of like Warrior of Light, Gala, things like that, but I mean, I don't think you should be doing that, to be honest with you. The turn count is 90, so you have up to 90 turns to be able to beat these guys. You could bring other characters in here, like Cypher, because he ends up becoming like Garland as well. He could replace, you know, Tifa as well, if you just find yourself needing to delay. Now, in order to increase the orb count, you have to delay the enemy, but when you delay the enemy, it increases the orb by 2. Okay, and so technically, let's say the orb's at 10, you take a turn, it goes down to 9, but it went up by 2. So I think you're gonna kind of keep it where it's at 10, right? Or it'll increase by 1. So you take a turn. Let's say you're at, let's go back. Let's say you're at 8. The orb counts at 8. You take a turn, it goes down to 7, but it goes up by 2. So you're gonna go up to 9. So from wherever the orb is, you can just really say, by delaying the enemy, you're gonna go up 1 turn, right? Or increase the orb count by 1. The thing is that Cloud doesn't have a lot of delay in the kit, right? Here I'm just breaking the enemies, but I'm not necessarily forced delaying them. And you also see that right now they did a huge Brave gain. I think that's when they hit 79%. It's a big Brave gain, but Sephiroth will take care of that, because on his burst effect, it brings their Brave always down to 1 before I think one of your characters acts. So the massive Brave gain that they do in the first phase, you can completely negate that with Sephiroth. Now going back, I guess to what I was saying was, since Cloud doesn't have a lot of delay, I mean, you're gonna find yourself having the orb count continuously count down, and that's where Garland comes in to help with that. You could use the Blade Beam to delay them, things like that. You have your summon. You can decide if you want to you can obviously summon with Garland because of the amount of delay that he has. literally in every single turn. If you find yourself that the orb is getting extremely low, it's at 1 or whatever, you can burst. You could also go into your summon, things like that. So there's a lot of safety in this team. But once they, if you let them, I think, attack, then it stops your Brave gain. And I think Tifa at that point, just there's no reason to even have Tifa in there, right? So here you go. They're both at 69%, so now they unite, they cleanse their buffs, 100% HP, and now you're back at it again, right? I sped up the video quite fast because there's nothing to it. All you're really doing is delaying. If you can see, the enemies don't even have a turn coming up. And the one thing I messed up on here is I thought that they re-cleansed again, but they don't. So I do apply Jack's call, but then the mistake is that I don't apply Kurasame's call. If I would think of applied Kurasame's call, at this point, the fight would have gone a lot faster because Kurasame's call allows you to do more HP damage, right? Or have them take more HP damage. And then here, instead of bringing in Odin and Rude like I always do, I decided to go with Ifrit. I would think that, you know, let's say people didn't pull on Rude, other players, then they might have Ifrit, right? Ifrit's probably like the first one that you max out, or summon that you get to max out, and probably the most appealing right off the bat for most new players as well. So once they get into the second phase, which is when they unite, they're gonna end up having the recast gauge, where when the recast ability is called Divine Brother's Love, and it's an AoE BRV HP attack, and it's gonna apply something called Gaia Power, and this is just a BRV regeneration for the brothers, and it also lowers a turn rate for your party. So they're going to be attacking very frequently, which is what you don't want. They have a bunch of other attacks too, that are all like Brave HP attacks from, what is it? Adamantine Blast, Heaven and Earth, things like that. And Heaven and Earth is a guaranteed BRV HP hit. AoE Brave HP hit, guaranteed hit. I was supposed to say. And it also can, they'll also buff themselves. And so here, I mean, even if they were to have a turn come up, and let's say you don't have like Garland, and you replace Garland, let's say even for Aranea, and you're not delaying as much, at this point, Cloud is super useful, because you'll see that I do have the Paralyze on them. And so even then, if you're not able to just delay them forever, you know, bringing in some type of Paralyzer, I think, also helps you on that second phase. Once they drop below 49%, they're going to use 3 moves. And on the third move, I believe you get completely wiped out. Almost consider it like the Lufenia orb taking down to 0. And when they do the Divine Brother's Love, it dispels all buffs, frames included. It removes all debuffs on itself. And the only debuff that it will not remove, obviously, is Sephiroth's gold debuff. But then it does an AoE Brave attack, and it instant KOs all of your party. So even then, let's say that you you're letting them attack, right? You're bringing like a Warrior Light, and you're thinking about just reducing the damage. I mean, at one point, you're gonna have to deal, I think, so much damage when they hit that 49% that your goal is to just bring a delay party or a delay team. Lael can help you out a lot too, just because of how much damage he'll allow you to do through his launches. If you guys don't know, he is pretty much a pure launch character. But other than that, that's where here I'm noticing that I thought they cleansed themselves at like 49%, but they don't. And again, Kurasame's call would have helped out from the very beginning. Here I'm just doing as much damage, like just taking turns. I do see that the orb is counting down, so right now, since Cloud is not delaying, orb is going down. Tifa's not delaying, the orb is going down. So now here we're at 3, and that's where I just noticed, like, you know what, they didn't cleanse themselves. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna apply Kurasame's call, which again should have been applied from the beginning when they united. And then I think the best thing is just to try to end it. So I'm gonna go into a burst phase here. And other than that, that's it. Again, nothing very complicated to the fight if you are delaying them. If you are not delaying them, paralyzing them, you're allowing them to take turns, then you're going to have an extremely hard time in this fight. Extremely hard fight. With, you know, other characters like that. You could bring some support damage boosters, kind of like Alan and Cecil. Just bringing in Kurasame to have that Ice and Peril, Enchant. That's going to help out a lot as well. So any kind of damage booster. Also Ash would be really good on this one. Bart's. I just decided to go with this team purely for the fact of the delay in Cloud's kit, which allows me to kind of sustain the orb where it's at. His launch to obviously maximize damage. His paralyze, just in case I get in trouble and, you know, and they're about to take a turn. I feel like I really couldn't go wrong with Cloud, and then same. I mean, Tifa. I mean, she's one of the newer characters, biggest I think damage dealer per turn. So why not bring her? And then Sephiroth was just more safety more than anything. That's why I used them very early, because in their first phase they have that huge brave gain, and so, you know, breaking them, delaying the turn, taking away all that brave. It's just everybody kind of played a key role again here. Whereas in my previous video, where it was the man known as the Immortal, Core was I think more of the star of that show. I think that he would have worked with. He works with anybody anyway. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. Here I'm just gonna apply Ferris's call, which I also should have applied from the very beginning. I should have applied Ferris. I should have applied Kurasame. I should have applied Jack. And definitely would have hit a lot harder, you know, with everybody. I didn't really need to summon here. There's no reason for the summon, but just I guess wanted to use it. It was there. Why not? This is gonna be the end of the fight. One of the other characters too that I had mentioned in the beginning that you could use to delay, that I think is the only other character that can delay by 3, is Quistis. Her Degenerator Whip does delay targets by 3 turns, and that also can help you manage the orb. So yeah, that's the run. And again, Quistis could help if you do have her. Didn't try her, but if you do, good luck. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for new content. Also, let me know in the comment section what you think about this mission and who you used to complete it. Check the links in the description for Opera Omnia websites that give you a bunch of helpful information, and I'll see you on the next one.